Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a Project Pan update. I have been taking part in the 9 in 2019. I believe the original tag was 19 in 2019. I knew that was probably going to be pretty impossible, so I decided to set myself just 9 in 2019. So this is technically my first update from this, but my Project Pan has kind of been pretty much rolling on since I first started it probably over a year ago. So there are some products in here that have come from that. I technically started this in my last video, which I will link in the cards. I believe it has been around about 3 months since my last update. I am intending to do an update every 3 to 4 months throughout the course of 2019, just to see how we get on with these products. Overall, I think I'm doing pretty well, but I'll now run through the things and show you how I've got on. The first one to show you is my probably major fail of this project, and has been the biggest fail of the previous project as well. This is the Victoria's Secret Tease Fragrance Mist, and this is one that I purchased a long time ago and used constantly for at least a year, and that's the only progress that was made. So the marks that are shown on the side here again are from my previous project, but the line that is at the bottom here is from the last update, and as you can see it hasn't moved. I think I may have used this once since then. This was my everyday perfume, and even when I was using it every day I wasn't making much progress because I think these lines are 3 to 4 months apart. But since at Christmas I was given a new perfume, I haven't reached for this one at all because I do prefer the longevity of that perfume. With this only being a fragrance mist, it does need reapplying, and I don't tend to take this with me. I do always intend to kind of decant it into an atomizer, but I've just never got around to it. Say I've now got a new perfume that I do tend to reach for over that, so the progress on this has halted. But I do keep it on my vanity with the intention of reaching for it. It just doesn't seem to happen. I'm not going to take it out of the project because then I will not reach for it at all. At least if it's in here, it is kind of in my mind's eye to reach for. But yeah, this is a fail because I haven't made any progress at all. Then on the flip side of that, we have an item that has been finished. This is the Biore Baking Soda Micellar Water. Yes, okay, it's not a massive size bottle, so it wasn't a massive achievement, but still it's now an empty product. It was up to here when the project started, so I've managed to use this amount. I've since gone on to another one of these, again a mini size one, and I'm probably already about halfway through, so it is a product I can go through quite quickly. But I say it's an achievement. I've finished one of my 9. I think the way this project works is that you don't put products in, it's just to try and finish the 9 over the course of the year, so I don't have a replacement item for this. It is now going to be down to 8 for the remainder of the year. I do also have another micellar water in here, and this is the Simple Kind to Skin micellar water. This is one that I don't reach for as much. I do tend to reach for the Biore one that I have. I also have the charcoal one as well, so I kind of flip between them, but occasionally I do reach for this one. This one just is a bit more harsher on my skin, but I did want to finish it up, which is why I put it in here. So the last update we were up to this line here, and we are now a bit further down here, which isn't too bad. If I was solely using this, I probably would have finished it by now. So I'd like to say that by the end of the year this should be finished, but based on that progress I'll probably be able to finish by the next update, but still I'm quite happy with that progress. Then we have a couple of nail polishes. The first one is this Nail Paint Silk by Barry M, and this one is in the shade Pearl. I haven't reached for this one as much as I thought I would. This usually is my kind of go-to spring colour, especially on my toes, but I've been reaching more for the other polish that I have in here. So the line has gone down a tiny bit, but not very much at all, but at least it has gone down, so I will take that as a slight achievement. But I do need to bring this in more in the summer to try and get further down it, because that's not much progress at all. The other nail polish we have in here is another one from Barry M, and this is the Molten Metal range, and this is in the shade Pink Ice. This is definitely my go-to summer nail polish for my toes. I tend to wear the white in the spring and then this one in the summer, but I've kind of reached in for this one earlier in the year than I normally would. Considering the amount of more times I've used this than the other one, the line hasn't gone down an awful lot, but it's still slightly more. As you can see, it has moved a little bit there, but not much. But when I do apply this mainly to my toes, it does last longer than it was my fingernails, so I'm not having to reapply it as much. I do occasionally apply this to my fingernails, but I do tend to go for more of a colour than a gold, especially in this time of year. I go for kind of pastels and pinks and things like that, but slowly but surely progress with this one. The next item is this Moroccan oil hair treatment, and this is another one that we've made really good progress with. We started off in the line up here and we are now all the way down here with probably about a quarter or a third left of the product, so not too much at all. This is one that I stopped reaching for a little while because I was getting a few different leave-in treatment or leave-in conditioner samples with my Feel Unique samples. I think in other subscription boxes I got a couple as well, so I wasn't reaching for this. I did also not long ago purchase that, I think it's Naughty leave-in conditioner. So when I finished the sachet of that, I went straight into using the full size and forgot about this one and then found it again. So since I've left the Naughty one to one side and I want to finish this first before I do go back into that. When I do finish this, I'm still on the fence as to whether to repurchase or not. I do really like it. I love the scent of it, but it does make my hair a little bit too flyaway, whereas the Naughty one seems to weigh it down a little bit more so it's not as flyaway, and both probably tame the frizz as well as each other. This probably makes my hair softer, but that does also mean that it does have a tendency to frizz up a bit more because it is softer and it's also a bit more tricky to work with. But overall I still really like the product and I will say definitely finish this up. I just don't quite know whether to repurchase it just yet, but really happy with the progress I've made on that one. Then we have the e.l.f. Under Eye HD setting powder. This is the setting powder I use to set my under eye concealer every single day. I use it 5 days a week, if not 7, and this pot has lasted me a really long time. We'll put a picture in of previous progress on this one as well as a picture of what it looks like now. Because it is really hard to show up to the camera with it being powder, but if you can see that, there's not an awful lot left in there. So I don't know if it'll necessarily be finished up by the next update, but it should be finished by the end of the year at the very least. I just don't know how I don't go through this quicker than I do because I'm using it 5 to sort of 7 days a week. I've probably had this pot open for 6 to 8 months at this point, probably longer. I can't even remember when I purchased it, but I do have another one in my backup drawer that I thought I was going to reach into sooner than I have. I do really rate this as a setting powder for under my eyes. And then the final two products are a couple of lipsticks. The first one is this Smashbox Be Legendary in the shade Primrose, and this is the one that I have on my lips now because I'm desperately trying to use it. I haven't worn this an awful lot, if I'm honest. I think I need to put it in my everyday makeup drawer to use it that little bit more. So I don't think too much progress has been made from last time. But this is another one I will put pictures up of last time and also a picture I've just taken of what it looks like now. So I will obviously, it will be staying in here, but I can't imagine that I'm going to finish this one up by the end of the year. I do have the problem that it is starting to really lean in the tube now, so I'm having to be extra careful, especially when I'm winding up to take pictures of it. It is a really nice lipstick, it's a really nice shade. It's just not my absolute favourite formula. Don't get me wrong, it is really, really comfortable, but it's not the longest lasting and it does occasionally slip outside the lip line. You do have to be careful with it. I'm too lazy to apply lip liner, so I just kind of moan about the fact that it slips outside my lip line. But I say I do like the lipstick itself. I wouldn't repurchase from this range though. The final product is this Tarte, I think it's the Colour Splash range, and this is in the shade Surf's Up. This wasn't a massive bullet to begin with, but we are getting there slowly but surely. Again, I'll put another couple of pictures up of what it looked like in the last update and what it looks like now. This was in my everyday makeup drawer a couple of months ago and it did make me reach for it more, and I also have recently put it in for the month of June, so again should make good progress on it. Then I think I will swap it out and probably put the Primrose one in for July just to make me use it that bit more. So Not too disappointed with the progress of this because I have used it a good few times. I can't imagine this will be finished by the next update, even though it is in my drawer for this month. But I'd like to think by the end of the year this one will be finished. So that's it for my Project Pan 9 in 19 update. If anyone else is doing this project, let me know because I'm keen to see other people's progress as well. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.